America, there is only one sports car that can actually match, well, things like a Ferrari, a Maserati, and that's all I've got. I don't know about Ferrari though, maybe a few older ones. The Corvette Z06, at least this is one from 2001, well 2000. 5.7 litre V8, 400 brake horsepower. Standard model only has 330. Made out of fiberglass, as per usual. And the C5R, the Le Mans racer, one of the greatest cars to have ever entered the event. It was unstoppable till the end, until the C6R came out. Now, of course, this event is quite difficult, so I'm going to be lightening the car by ridiculous amounts. There we are. Also, I'm slobbering all over the place. My mouth is no good. Please tell me I can fit a supercharger. Oh, yes, supercharger! 517 brake horsepower. Good evening, Alex. Wonder how much it would cost to get the same amount of power with engine upgrades. Let's have a look. Wow, is that it? For that extra power, you get 11 horsepower. No thanks. I'm just gonna stick a racing chip on it, put some new suspension on it, and new brakes, and leave it alone. Why am I singing to the tune of a menu theme song? Alright, there we go. Brakes, of course, need that. Racing brake kit, not getting the brake balance controller because no. I couldn't balance a pencil on a table, let alone balance my own brakes. You're just annoying the games. Annoying the game. I'm annoying the game. Or am I enjoying it? Anyway, International B license event, single races. I think this is about $7.5 grand a race. And 4 laps for every single one of them. Oh my god. No, C6 came... Actually, no, C6, they didn't have time to scan it. They could have. But, what can I say? And the C7, well, that's something like 8 years younger than the game. As normal, turn everything off. I'm relying on the fiberglass and the improved chassis of the Z06 to guide me to victory. Can't beat a cup of tea. Now, hopefully the supercharger... Yes, it helps. 2 points. Alright, come on now, let's go. And hope there's no Mustangs. Racing / accelerating near spectators. Heavy breathing. Excuse me, C4. Whoa, bit of oversteer. Oh. Lots of wheel spin. Give me control. That's a wall. Stop wheel spinning! That's the C2 Corvette. Because it snowed. God. Hello, Daniel. How are you? There's a Stingray! C3 Stingray! Goodbye. I think I may need to change the tyres, but I don't care anymore. I've got... This car is fast Corvette. Nearly up to spec of a ZR1. Doesn't like its back tires. The supercharger doesn't. Remember what a supercharger does? It gives extra boost based on the speed of, I believe, the camshaft. Either the camshaft or the belt. Or the cam belt, who knows? I can't remember. So unlike, say, a turbo, which relies on exhaust gases, the pit crew were throwing snowballs at the fans. Don't talk about camshafts. The Lancia Gamma's steering pump was connected to the camshaft, which meant if you put it onto lock to lock too quickly, you will kill the steering and the car. I've had enough of them at college. Trust me, I've been through the same thing. You're talking here to a qualified mechanic. But unfortunately, the mechanics, at least back then, the mechanics in the motor vehicle industry was quite thin, and it's only getting thinner, in my opinion. Which is why I'm now looking for IT degrees and certifications. There's a lot of understeer. Despite me upgrading the suspension, the car really doesn't like my setup. The semi-racing muffler has the real V8 of the Z06 C5. Maybe? I'll have to test that theory out. The Schumacher S's. Ooh. Did you overtake? Or were you overtaken? One minute 41.9. Let's see if we can go faster now. Now that the tyres have decided to warm up. Which allows for improved braking, steering, and grip. You overtake. Nice. Sucking air. Oh, it was sucking air back into the engine. God Almighty! I'm lucky I didn't turn on the engines that I rebuilt in college. I mean, they were on racks, so they wouldn't be starting anyway. How it done that, no one knows. It was sucking air back into the engine. It meant you didn't tighten the exhaust manifold properly. And or air leak. And or your camshaft wasn't properly at top dead center, which meant it would be misfiring as well. I had so much downforce I could take the section flat out. Nice. 1 minute 40.2. That was close. I didn't want to spin it out. It was set up by me. Nice. Keep those setups going and you'll be king of the road. Like me one day. Although I'll probably be the dirt of the road. Hopefully I can get the I can get me rig all sorted. So it wasn't connected. I tried timing the engine for the first time. It didn't help. Half the bolt. Oh God! Hold on. Half of the head bolts were missing. No wonder it was sucking air in. That's a disaster for the engine. Did anyone ever inform your teacher that if you are missing head bolts, that could explode your engine? It's never going into the car anyway, regardless. It wouldn't matter. If it's on a rack, it can still sort of bang, 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 bang. Anyway, let's get that in the thumbnail. Ooh, I want a thumbnail of that. Oh yes, I love the old Corvette Grand Sport look. Look at that, it's so good looking. I love the look of those old Grand Sports. One of my favourite cars in the original game when I was a kid. Anyway, let's just begin the next race in Murkaland. He checked it at the time. He was one that noticed first. I asked him why it was happening, and he just laughed and walked away. What a fucking awful teacher. Hey, SSHD, how are you? Right, Laguna Seca for 4 laps. Also, thank God I turned off that song now. I can actually play all of this without having getting blocked in certain countries. At least I hope. GT1, a great game. Overtake. Oh God, stop! Also, there's a little bit of talk between me and the team. Stop! That we may actually enter IELMS races, which are bi-weekly and are 6 hours long on iRacing. Oh God, the car's struggling. It's annoying at cars because people don't put things back in properly. Last year I was taking a radiator off, undone the coolant pipes, it just fell off the car. What? Keep my tyres hot. You don't want your tyres too hot. You want your tyres at the optimum temperature. Have them hot, and that means you're sliding the car all over the place, and they'll wear faster. You just need to manage the tyre wear. You can't turn in too hard. You can't lock up the brakes. Can't have them at too low pressures. Otherwise, you'll wear them faster and heat them up into abnormal degrees. Tyre management is all about keeping the optimum temperature and the wear and keeping the tyre life for long, which is why I've been doing a lot of practice around Daytona. 1.5 horsepower, the 06. Yeah, it was a slightly tuned engine, but it was also a lot lighter. In fact, the 06 engine from this actually is the same engine you'll find in a standard C6 Corvette. Come on, turn in. Please don't do that, car. I was towing my friend last Saturday. Started going up a hill. And then started spinning. It was a really frosty night. Yep. Cold, cold temperatures, cold tires, and a slippery surface will cause all kinds of tires to spin. Doesn't matter which ones you get, whether it be slicks or all weathers or chunky off-road tires, they will slip. I let the tires cool down even when I'm racing. Yeah, the only way to sort of cool them down is to stay on the straights. Which is why 7 months ago, when we were doing Daytona, we were doing Le Mans, we only did a stint of fuel and then a stint of tires and fuel because the tires would just cool down so quick on the main straights. Whoa. This car's understeering a lot. It's not liking any of this. I'm braking too early as well. Speaking of tires, I had to get a new rear tire today. No, it's connection based, Stephen. There's no venue or anything. It won't be broadcast live because we won't be in the high split. That's where like insane drivers get to be. People, there's a driver named Gregor Hutu, and he is a god behind the wheel. Hey, fanboy, how you doing? Finally got the kink right, Jesus. Gotta be real careful. Tires may be grippy, but this car loves to wheel spin. Happy birthday, man. Whoa, wheel spin from nothing. There was an interview with David Benoit released today. The forbidden word, Benoit. Well, we're done with Laguna. Thank you very much for the 10K. Next. God damn my neck. Oh god, it's New York, and then it's Sonoma. Oh, Sonoma's gonna be a challenge. Dear God. He talked about how he wanted to wrestle for All Elite or New Japan. The problem is his name is too synonymous with his name is too synonymous with Chris Benoit. What car are you using for the Daytona? We're using the Ferrari 488. Out of a selection of cars such as the Porsche 991 RSR, the BMW M8 GTE, and the Ford GT, we're using the Ferrari because we all feel it's the most stable, and it's one of the faster cars on the straight. Our overall... God. Absolutely mullered the Corvettes with my Corvette. One of our oval team actually is using Mercedes. It's the fastest on the straight. It was something his dad did. Yep, because the sins of the father pass on as sins of the son. Ridiculous. But his name is too familiar, so his wrestling career is dead already due to that. Right, main straight. Well, not really the main straight. One of two main straights. That was a weird one. That was called a weird burp. Stop, car! LG logos. He's also friends with Chris Jericho. I guess he might have a chance. I don't know. Corvette Festival. Yes, it is going, man. How are you doing? Did you put racing brakes on it? Yes. You saw me put racing brakes on it and it's not stopping! In the US it doesn't. Well, it's just called Corvette Race. Corvettes and brakes. Hee hee. Hey, Chaser. Vet. Wow. That's actually a pretty lame sounding championship event. Except this isn't really a championship event. I really should have just put a better clutch on it as well. That's better. Minute 44. Just finished watching your 4-wheel drive challenge. Who the hell knows? Maybe people in Europe wouldn't get the reference. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. They did do massive changes to some of the games compared to the PAL version. Well, at least with the PAL version. Really gotta stop this car from wheel spinning. Yeah, the Japanese version has got license tests that are far harder than these ones. Why? Because I don't know. The Ford Country Squire wagon. The stage here is a weird fusing between a Skyline and something else. Land yacht. Stopping. Better the tyres are warmed up, which means it stopped. Just about. Thank you for the follow, Caesar Salad. Welcome to the stream. I've got a new phone today. Nice. S10e. I'm sticking with my Note 9 for now until something good for video comes up. Although that may mean I will have to get a an iPhone, which is the best for video. They used the Pescarolo. Oh, God. Not even that. Oh, come on. Stop, car, for Christ's sake. These brakes clearly don't work. Or audio abuse. How are you doing? Thank you very much for the follow. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Stop. The face suit doesn't exist in the Japanese version. I don't know, actually. That's a well-placed wall. Yeah. As it turns out, yes. Delicious tea. It's a bit lukewarm now, but still. There's a license test which features the M5, which doesn't exist in the Japanese version. Don't know. Hey Grump, I'm doing very well, thank you. How you doing? 69 Corvettes got second. That's amazing. Oh, hello. Stephen, thank you very much for the follow. Time for a bit of follow. I mean, the host. What am I saying? The C3 has quite good acceleration. Yeah, it's got the biggest engine of the lot and the most torque. Also, we just hit 200 followers on Twitch. That's awesome. Anyway, time for the track I'm dreading the most, Sonoma. Happy 200 followers. How 200 followers? The Miracle Challenge. I missed the Model T. Or whatever the specifics are. The top speed is low at least. Yeah, it is. How do you get the Model T? By completing the International A license. Getting all gold on that. No. S license. Getting all gold on the Super license and... how great the game was. I never really got to play the spin-off test drive games. Whoa, 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 and it's lost control. God. Isn't he retired now? The Corvettes are somewhat fine in that sense. Yeah, it's because they were meant to be a sports car after the C3 version. Thing is though, the C4's trouble with pretty bad electronics. And they were considered a joke. And then the C5 came along and pretty much rectified all of that. No, at least the early C4s. The early C4s had pretty serious electrical problems, and then they fixed it in about 95, I think. And the C4 lasted a very long time. I think the C5 came out in 2000 came out in 1999. The C4 Corvette lasted 10 years, maybe longer. And that pretty much formed what would be the modern Corvette, like swooping lines and boxy shape. It was like Wreckfest, but better, and for PS2. I mean, admittedly, soft body physics were a thing on the PS2 when Eve of Destruction came out, but Wreckfest, well, it's its own. These tires suck. Yeah, it's very hard. I think they had like 3 revisions of the C3, didn't they? It's very difficult to get. It's not the hardest game to get. I know of games a lot harder to get than that. Get on the road. One of the hardest games I've ever had to get was Extreme G Racing Association. That game you can never really find anywhere until a few popped up on eBay for a $5. And I just think, you're selling this for a $5? I can't see this anywhere. So I'm going to keep it for value. Yep, Monster. It was Monster Games, wasn't it? Monster. I can't remember what it was called. I know it was Monster something. Monster Games. Yeah. They would go on to create a... you piece of garbage. These tires... Do these tires come off a piano... Come off a piano or something? They're like casters. They made Dirt to Daytona. Yep, and that lasted 2 years. I would have clipped it. I've been trying to get Motorstorm Arctic Edge. Arctic Edge is so hard to find because they didn't sell any. They barely sold any copies of the game, and that was because it was just a PSP port on a PS2. Stop! Problem is, value doesn't go up based on rarity alone. It also goes up based on condition. I don't know, Go Man. TNM Motorsports Hardcore TR. Must research after stream. Now, if this car would like to actually handle, it would be most useful. Maybe hit the gravel there. Brake. Brake for the hairpin. Europe didn't get many NASCAR games. I think the last NASCAR game I actually played was NASCAR 98. That was 15... No, not even 15 years ago. Maybe 17 years ago. That was when I still had a big box, the big grey PS1. My dad had the PS2. I didn't get any games for it, apart from Vice City. I mean, I enjoyed Vice City when I was like 11. And guess what? Just as a bit of clarification to those who think that video games make people violent, guess what? I've been playing Grand Theft Auto for something like 15 years. I'm one of the least violent people you'll ever know. Why you do this? Who knows? Corvette C2 race car. Oh, God. I remember actually witnessing GTA 3 for the first time when my uncle was playing it. My uncle was something like 24 when he was playing it. A Chevelle in the picture. I don't know. Bit of an error. Oh, hit the corner there. When I played GTA San Andreas. I first played GTA San Andreas and completed it when I was 13. Whoa, my God! So screw you, media. Yep, the media. A bunch of bollocks. Let's blame some code. Yeah, it was called McBoot. Put it on a memory card that was big enough, and that would get it to work. The first Full Auto game was on the 360. Full Auto 2 came 4 months after the release of Full Auto 1, which tells you a lot about the game. Spoiler alert, it was bollocks. Tires on this car like Luigi's slippery feet. Pretty much. These tires must be from like a Toyota Prius or something, because they don't grip. I didn't like it, Grump. We need to get that for the memory card. You gotta load it on a memory card, but you have to load it on a USB stick first. And because virtually no company makes any money from selling PS2 discs, like, what would be the point? TXR3. We never really got any TXR games, apart from Import Tuner Challenge. Gran Turismo on ice. NTSC exclusive game that I would desire to play. Yeah, I can't think of any, to be honest. Let's go off under 04. Yeah. Look at PSP on eBay. It's £15. It's in Germany in the 950 euros. Just what? I'd get it if it was, I don't know, made out of solid gold, but really? Nearly £1,000 for a PSP. Well, of course it's a scam. Problem is, people don't read postage, so they'll think, oh, that's a good deal, I'll buy it. And then they realise, oh shit, I've just spent nearly £1,000 on shipping. People are stupid. I don't think anyone knows that yet. It was the ultimate backmarker experience. Bit of oversteer there. Well, oversteer. Yeah, just held it. Just about held it. I can only finish last. Oh, so it's Williams. It's the Williams experience. My face is so itchy right now, it's crazy. I must scratch it. As an underfunded NASCAR team. And see if you can win. That was a bad idea. Why am I wheel spinning in 4th? Stop wheel spinning. I don't think any of them got released here, Daniel, apart from Import Tuner Challenge. I'm losing control in 4th. That's how bad these tires are. TXR 0 did. Don't know why the rest didn't then. Wheel spin, boys. Yep. Ultimate wheel spin simulator. Oh well, I'm 46 seconds ahead from the other Corvettes. Yeah, I think Import Tuner Challenge kind of killed all chances of that ever coming back because it never sold. We are done with the vets. I remember Rano. Well, we're done with the Corvettes. Now, what's my thing? Why was I doing that? How did I move this? Also, vet. I wanted to move the chat and I got the bleeding image instead. That's better.